I never thought I would hear the name of Jesus inside my mind, and not from a human. My name is Raphael. I'm 38 years old, a systems engineer. I grew up in a traditional Catholic family. I used to pray every night with my grandmother. I believed God protected those who had faith. I never questioned it, until I took a contract I shouldn't have accepted. March 2022, 6 months, triple pay, a classified military facility in the desert. I didn't ask questions. I just thought about my wife and the life we wanted to build. The first few weeks felt normal. Old servers, security systems, quiet soldiers who barely spoke, cameras everywhere, cold routine. Then one night, everything changed. At exactly 11:07 p.m., I got a call. Report to Building 7, now. I had never heard of Building 7. 3 security checkpoints, retina scan, phone taken away. 2 armed soldiers escorted me inside. The building was isolated, surrounded by another electric fence. Inside, there was only an elevator, 2 buttons, ground level and level -3. The moment the doors opened, I felt it. The air was wrong, cold, heavy, unnatural. A low vibration filled the space, like something you don't hear but feel inside your chest. A colonel walked me into a control room. He looked at me and said something I'll never forget. "We have 3 biological entities in containment. Systems are failing." Entities. He showed me the screen. A white room, a small figure, curved body, gray skin, large black eyes. This wasn't a movie. This wasn't the internet. It was real.
My job required physical access to a server inside the containment area. They gave me a biosuit. 2 soldiers walked me in. 3 cells, 3 beings. Thin bodies, gray skin, eyes that felt impossible to look at. I tried to ignore them. I focused on the server, opened my laptop, started working. And then I heard it. Not with my ears, inside my head. "Raphael." I froze. No one else reacted. "Don't be afraid." I told myself it was stress, fatigue, my imagination. But the voice continued. "We know you can hear us." I slowly looked up. The one in the center was staring directly at me. "We have studied your species, your fear, your violence, and your faith." My body went cold. Then they said something that changed everything. "We found the story of Jesus." The name hit me like lightning. Jesus. The same Jesus I prayed to as a child? "At first, we thought it was a myth," they said. "But it is not." My breathing became unstable. "What he taught is universal truth." They spoke about love, not as emotion, but as a force. About sacrifice, as conscious choice. About consciousness, continuing beyond death. I didn't know what to think anymore. Part of me was searching for logic. Another part believed every word. I asked them, "Do you believe in God?" They answered, "We do not use your word, but we recognize a total consciousness that sustains all existence." Then they said something I still can't forget. Jesus was a manifestation of that consciousness. He fully embodied love. Everything I learned growing up felt too small in that moment. Then another one spoke. What affected us most was not his miracles. It was that he chose to suffer without abandoning love. I felt ashamed. These beings had been locked underground for over 20 years, studied, isolated, and yet they said, "We do not hate humans. We choose to forgive." That broke me. They had been reading about Jesus inside those walls. The kingdom he described is within, they told me. It does not depend on temples, but on awakening. I asked them about resurrection. They said, death is transition. For the being at that level, returning does not break higher laws. At that moment, the system reboot finished. The cameras came back online. The colonel walked in. "Are you done?" I nodded. But before I left, I heard one last thing. "May the light of Christ stay with you, Raphael. Remember, love is the only constant in the universe." I left level -3 a different person. I finished my contract. I went back home to my wife. I told her the job was boring. But the truth? Something inside me had changed forever. I didn't lose my faith. It grew.
Now when I look at the cross, I don't just see suffering. I see something bigger, something that could cross worlds. I started reading the Gospels again, but differently, deeper. If God created billions of galaxies, why would his truth belong to only one world? I still go to church, I still pray, but now I see it as part of something much larger. 2 years later, my grandmother passed away. At her funeral, I held her rosary and made a promise. I would keep searching for truth, even if it was bigger than everything I was taught. Today, I have a daughter, and sometimes when I look at her sleeping, I wonder what kind of world she will inherit. A world that fears the unknown, or one ready to understand we are not alone? Sometimes I look at the stars, and I think about them. I don't know if they're still there. I don't know if they were ever freed, but I pray for them. Yes, I pray for them, because if they are also part of creation, if they seek the same light, then they are not our enemies. They are our neighbors. I have no proof, no recordings, only memory and a changed heart. I know many won't believe me. I wouldn't have either, but I learned something that night. Faith is not afraid to grow. Love does not belong to one species, and the message of Christ may be